this is going to be, for lack of a better term, it's going to be a bloody mess. Dylan, the gold figure that they have in this diagram that's right there, she's the one that saw him. She made the description, now kind of infamous description of him being the guy with the
bushy eyebrows.
Interestingly enough, when
he's wearing a mask, right?
He's wearing a balaclava. It's one of these things, a balaclava that you pull over your head. All you can see are the eyes.
Okay.
Hunters wear them.
Like a ski mask.
Yeah, kind of like a ski mask, but it's made out of, it's not neoprene, whatever, Under Armour.
Like rash guard material.
Yeah, exactly. Here's an interesting thing that in the victim impact statements.
And she was in the doorway standing there, and he looked at her and just continued to walk right past her.
Yeah, and I've got...
Strange.
Well, I think that, first off, remind me to come back to the eyebrows, but while we're on this topic, just let me tell you what had happened, in my humble opinion. This is what in the old days they would refer to as a lust murder. I think that probably he had set his sights on one of the young women up in that top room. He did not expect to find the other one. And he attacked her on the bed. He probably had some kind of fantasy worked out in his mind where he was going to sexually attack her. He didn't count on two women being up there. Mm-hmm. Not that he's in his right mind, but I don't think anybody in their right mind would go into that environment armed only with a knife, and you've got to go head to head with two people, even if they are smaller than you and they're women.
Right.
He is sexually stimulated before he goes in there, and you don't
How just do you know?
Because I think that this is one of the drivers behind what he had done. I think that that's the only logical conclusion that you can reach. A lot of people have stated over the years, not just me, but the fact that, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with this case, but stabbings in particular, when you get multiple stabbings, the knife actually substitutes as a phallus. So as this knife is being driven in over and over and over and over again, there's like some kind of psychological release.
Right.
I think that he was probably sexually stimulated. He went up there. He's got this adrenaline bump that he goes up on. And as he didn't count on the other person. So he's now murdered two people face to face with them with this really robust combat knife made specifically for this purpose. Marine Corps has used it for years and years. As he descends, he is spent. Well, Xana, who was in bed with her boyfriend, Ethan, some believe that she heard Kaylee cry out, "There's somebody in the house." She gets up. She's just taken a food delivery, Jack in the Box food delivery from one of these food delivery services. She's up. She hears something upstairs, comes to the staircase, and walks partially up it. As he's exiting that top bedroom, he sees her. And then he proceeds to chase her back into her bedroom, stabs her over 50 times. I mean, she is just decimated. She's grabbed the blade multiple times. She's tried to parry his thrust, with her arm. She's got slices on her arms.
Good Lord.
Goes over, kills Ethan. Ethan's asleep in bed. We don't know what, I think a lot of people are wondering, because they'd been out partying, they're wondering what his blood alcohol level was.
He must have been killed first, right? Because he would have woken up. Sure.
Either that or inebriation. Don't really know, because they haven't released any of the information. You have to be able to explain it scientifically, though, and that's the two. Yeah. That's kind of the supposition here. Was the question to ask is, what did he have on board? He's underage. He's not old enough to drink. So we don't think that he's probably got a long history of drinking. I don't know about you, but, the first time alcohol passes your lips when you're young, you don't have the same tolerance, say, for instance.
He's blacked out.
Yeah, well, I don't know that for a fact, but Maybe, and maybe to the point where he has no awareness that what's going on, but she's struggling in there, man. Xana is. And he's finished that brutality off. As he's exiting, he's gotten another adrenaline bump. It's survival mode at this point. I've got to put as much distance between myself and this house as I possibly can. He steps back out. Dylan gets up out of the bed again. She came to the door a couple of times. This is when she meets him eye to eye, and she sees over the balaclava, or within that framework of the balaclava, the bushy eyebrows.
Yep.
And he did have bushy eyebrows. Keep that term in mind, because I said did have bushy eyebrows. When Kaylee Gonzalez's sister got up, and this is one of the most powerful moments, her name is Olivia, spelled with an A, Olivia. She asked him, and it's a rhetorical question because she's addressing him directly. She says, when did you start plucking your eyebrow? When did you start pulling your eyebrows out? Because if you see him now, he's kind of very thin. Her thought was that he sat there just plucking his eyebrows out by hand over and over to try to, knock that down in some way. She had insight into him. She really made him squirm as he's sitting in that chair and he's having to listen to all of this. And she just knocked it out of the park. I recommend anybody go and listen to this impact statement she's made. It might be one of the most powerful things I've heard.
Olivia?
Yeah. Olivia Gonzalez, that I have heard in a courtroom. And I've been covering cases, live trials for a long time with Court TV and Law and Crime Network. I've never heard anything like it.
This is where she's questioning him in the courtroom?
Well, she's not questioning him. She's direct, and she has planned these things out. I mean, she's got
a statement.
It's a statement. How, victim impact statement. And, because he's rolled over on this. He said that, he pleads guilty to 4 counts, 4 counts of homicide and also an additional count of burglary with the intent to commit homicide, by the way. Yeah. And it was just it took, the whole thing. I think a lot of people really got antsy over this case. First off, that you had a madman running around the countryside here. It couldn't be solved or resolved fast enough. You add the internet into this, the digital world. And so it's really weird with these cases, Danny, that you see there's like a fire that has lit in like the true crime community, or people that are just curious, why haven't you done anything yet? Why haven't you? They catch this guy within 6 weeks. All right. There are a lot of cases out there that are unsolved to this day that may have happened several years back. It couldn't happen fast enough for people. So, I mean, law enforcement really did their job here. Yeah. And then, they tie him back through his through forensic genetic genealogy, through the trash pull that they did at his house there in the Poconos at his parents' house. It came back to his dad. And so, by a process of elimination, it was him.